Emily had never felt such a deep sense of loss. After her boyfriend Jack died, she felt like he'd been taken too soon, and she couldn't shake the feeling that a part of herself had been taken from her. The grieving process became torture, and she began to question the way reality itself worked. Why was this happening to her? Why had Jack been taken from her? Desperate for a solution, Emily began scouring the internet for some glimmer of hope. It was then that she came across an obscure website tucked away in the darkest corners of the web. The site promised the impossible: communication with the dead. Emily's heart raced as she read the words on the screen, and her mind raced with the possibility of being reunited with Jack. The site led her to a mysterious sorceress, known only as Ravenna. The sorceress lived on the outskirts of town, in a crumbling mansion shrouded in an aura of mystery. Emily's skepticism overcame her despair for a moment, and she set out to see Ravenna. Ravenna greeted Emily with an unsettling smile, and her eyes sparkled with an otherworldly gleam. "I can help you," she whispered, her voice like the blowing of a light breeze on a summer day. But be warned, the consequences of meddling with the dead can be unpredictable, perhaps even dire. Emily was not relieved. The desire to be reunited with Jack clouded her judgment. Ravenna, sensing her desperation, nodded sympathetically. "Very well. I will establish a connection with your beloved Jack. But first you must provide me with something of his, a personal object imbued with his essence." Emily hesitated, thoughts of consequences swarming in her mind. But the promise of seeing Jack again was too tempting to resist. She handed over the ring and a strand of Jack's hair, and Ravenna set to work. The ritual took place in an atmosphere of incense, candles, and whispered incantations. Emily felt the air thicken, as if the very fabric of reality itself began to sag under Ravenna's will. And then, as suddenly as it had begun, the ritual ended. Ravenna's eyes stopped on Emily, and a chill ran down her spine. "You are bound, child," Ravenna whispered. "But beware, for the veil between the worlds is thinning. The dead are watching, waiting to cross over." At first Emily was thrilled. She felt Jack's presence strong and vivid, as if he were standing beside her. But after a while she began to feel that something was wrong. The connection was too strong, too intense. She began to feel as if she were being pulled into the void, as if the very gravity of the underworld was having an evil influence on her. And then visitors began to appear. At first it was just whispers in the darkness, shadows dancing at the edge of her vision. But soon the shadows turned into figures whose eyes glowed with an unhealthy, otherworldly light. Emily found herself trapped in a living nightmare. The dead were pouring out of the portal that Ravenna had unwittingly opened. They came for her, their whispers growing into a deafening cacophony. Emily tried to run, but they pursued her, clawing at her with cold claws. She barricaded herself in the house, but the dead seeped through the walls, their presence suffocating. In the end, it wasn't the dead that killed Emily, but her own terror. Her heart, already broken by the loss of Jack, could not withstand the onslaught of the damned. As the shadows closed in, Emily's screams were drowned out by a cacophony of whispers, and her life slipped away, lost in a sea of darkness. The sorceress Ravenna was never seen again, but there were rumors of her presence in the underworld, guiding the spirits of the dead to the portal she had so recklessly opened. As for Emily, her fate served as a grim reminder. Some secrets are best kept secret, and some doors are best left unopened.